Honestly, I love what I do.
Making music with kids is pretty fantastic.
I would 100% say that the most rewarding part of my job is getting to work with students.
And I'm gonna say the aha moment, because it is the greatest. If they can put that in a candle, I would love that.
Oh my goodness, just the light bulb going off for students.
Ultimately, like seeing them learn and grasp a concept that maybe they hadn't had before.
Getting to kind of help them through a transformational part of their life.
Smiling when they come into class, listening to conversations that are centered around what we're doing, especially in a science classroom.
When you see that child doing the things that they couldn't do in the beginning and you can see it, it doesn't matter what the test score says, but as long as you know that you made a difference to that student and they actually did grow.
I mean, graduation is always a special time.
Watching students, even through this challenging year, grow.
So like, I'll see a student a year later and they've just knocked out their first year at UT or at Maryville College or MTSU. That's special for me.
I think it's seeing them excel, like seeing them meet those gains, or seeing like when you think when you think they can't do that and seeing them overcome that.
Some of the most rewarding aspects, well, obviously the students are the most rewarding part of the job, because over time I get to see them mature and really change.
The second best part of my job is, because I teach middle school, my job is to get them from the beginning of middle school to the other side. Okay, I like to tell them that I'm their bridge troll, and if they'll just trust me, you're gonna make it, because it is a crazy time for them.
I would say the hardest part of my job as an educator is generally the workload. I think that's probably a lot. There's a lot of students, there's a lot of grading.
Oftentimes, a lot of the decisions that are made about education or the things that we do in our classroom are made by people that aren't in the classroom or haven't been in the classroom for a really long time.
The number one hardest part is when you have a really low student and you want to bring them to the potential that you feel that they could reach, but there's like a gap there that you can't.
I'll be honest, if you get to spring semester, you got a senior who's failing classes, might be my class, might be another class, and they're in danger of not graduating. I lose sleep over that.
I feel like we pour in, hoping praying that that's enough.
Some kids have a lot more they're dealing with, whether it's at home, whether it's a health thing.
It's very specific to special ed, but the hardest part is when students are isolated or restrained, and that's very difficult to watch.
They have things that are going on in their life that are just hard. It's the hardest part of my job, but it's the most important part of my job, to be that person that tells them and makes them believe that better days are coming and you can have the life you want.
Definitely wish that there could be an increase in the budget so we could get the necessary staff to support the students in all areas.
I wish that there was more support for special education employees.
Knox County Schools spends a lot of time, training teachers, and teachers get really good, and then what do? They follow the money after that.
I think that the community can better support educators by getting into the schools. And when I say that, I don't mean obviously just walking in, but by contacting the school and seeing what they need.
Just, understanding and realizing that we're out there, we're trying to do the best, and sometimes it just, means we need a little extra patience until we can get the group.
Just being supportive and vocally supportive.
Just the compassion for us in our job, and knowing that we're doing the best we can with what we're working with.